Bam. Oh, snaps off. Let me see. It's so blurry. Oh well. Who up? Who up? Who up? Dang. Oh. I don't know. Hey y'all, I just wanted to say good morning. I hate when I do that. I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whoever you are, wherever you at in the world. Man, I had to hop on here real quick. I'm done. I'm done driving right now. So, dude, this is what I was hearing though. So I want to just say this is hilarious. All of a sudden I started hearing this. I don't know who you are, but I'm hearing, you doing a good job, girl. You doing a good job. You doing a good job, boy. You doing a good job. I don't know why it started to come through my head like that, like a song. So whoever you are, maybe you needed to hear that. Hold on, let me put these glasses behind my ears. I'm not kidding. I ran to the gas station right quick and came out, and the song was started playing in my head. I'm like, what the hell? I don't even think I ever heard that song before. I don't even know. Is it a song? But I was just hearing, boy, you doing a good job. You doing a good job. Girl, you doing a good job. So whoever you are, you need to know that, okay? I'm serious, and don't let nobody lie to you. Don't let nobody lie to you, because somebody always got something to say about how you need to be doing something. And meanwhile, everybody be going through stuff, but they be hiding they shit. How about that? That's what it is. They be hiding it, and they got all the answers for you and your situation in it, and they still got stuff going on in their own life. But just know you doing a good job. You doing a good job, girl. You doing a good job, boy. Please. I just had to say that. I don't know why that started to play in my head. It's weird. I said maybe I need to just say it. I don't care. Yep. Nope. This not scripted. No. But you need to know you are. You doing the best you can from where you are, and what you, the resources and what you got to deal with. You doing the best you can. You just know that. You feel like other kids your age have cars and you don't. That's okay. You'll get, your turn is coming. Don't worry about that. The hell no. Don't let that be nothing to make you feel down about your life and your situation over a car. No. Maybe, I don't know how old you are, but sometimes you don't even need a car at a certain age, because it's a distraction. It'll have people want to beg you for rides all the damn time. Ain't no telling. God know. It's what they say, rejection is God's protection. So if you don't have a car right now, that don't mean never. It just means not right now. But don't let that be anything that'll ruin your self-esteem and make you feel like you ain't doing a good job, because they don't got nothing to do with that at all. Whether you have a car or not, don't got nothing to do with your value, your inherent value or worth, period. Nothing material has anything to do with the inherent value and worth that you carry inside you. Just being that you're a divine person, you coming from something divine, and who you are at the core is a divine spiritual being, period. Hell no. You doing a good job. You doing a good job. And just the fact that you can be vulnerable and just share that right there, that means you're doing a good job, because most people couldn't even be honest and just say that. Hey, so you got more balls than a lot of people. Believe that. I don't know why that song was playing in my head though. You doing a good job. You doing a good job, girl. You doing a good job. You doing a good, boy. You doing a good job. Hey, so you doing the best you can from where you at. So I'm just hearing, don't let nobody lie to you. Have a good Friday. I know it ain't Good Friday, but have a good Friday. You woke up. I mean, if you were asleep, you woke up today. Life is good. Oh, I'm just hearing that. You doing a good job. You doing a good job, boy. You doing a good job. Wait, that need to be a song. Is it a song? I don't know, y'all, but anyway, hopefully y'all had a good time yesterday. I don't know. Wait, so today is Friday. Yeah, I didn't come on yesterday, but anyway, I just had to hop on here and just share that with y'all, so y'all can start the Friday off with some positive juju. Because not only will people lie to you and try to make you undercut your self-confidence in silly little ways, your own thoughts could do that to you too. But you're doing a good job. Like, I sleep at 4 a.m. and wake up at 3 p.m. every day, and my days feel like they keep going. So is that a bad habit? Hey, you sleeping for some reason. Maybe you need that rest so you can heal and get out. Maybe you need the rest so you can heal and get out of your head and stop thinking about how you might believe you falling short from something, because you don't have no business comparing yourself to nobody and what they got going on anyway. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's path is different. And believe me, them people who got cars or whatever they might have that you think you don't have, they have issues that you just don't know they got, because they be hiding them. They probably got some other issue, like not even having the courage to be themselves to talk about what they might be stressed out about. Look how you being brave and you talking about this on this damn thing. Them people probably can't even do that. So you got one up on them right there, because you able to be transparent and introspective. Damn. So that just show you mature right there to even be reflective. You know? So hey, you gotta big yourself up in any way you can, in any little way, any little kudo you can give yourself, or some little shift you making, or something that you're trying to be self-aware about, something that you notice that you might not be okay, that you feel like it's not okay about how you thinking or whatever. At least you acknowledging it. A lot of people be lying to their damn self. Be lying to themselves. Talking about Delulu, that's Delulu. But you not, no, you being straight up. So there you go. You're doing a good job. Oiler, I don't know if you're a real person or not, but look, you have no goals. Well, you'll figure it out. That's probably what you need to do. Spend more time with yourself and get to know who you really are at the core, and what your true desires and wants are, besides cars or whatever else you're looking at when you compare what other folks got to what you don't got. Maybe you don't need that. Maybe God got something bigger in plan for you, but he don't necessarily want you being distracted with no car, joyriding and being a taxi for everybody. He got something else. Maybe he wants you to have more time in isolation so he can tell you to go and start something and launch something, create something. And the only time you'll get those kind of ideas is when you are in solitude and spending more time with yourself and not influenced by the thoughts and opinions of other people. So maybe that's why he got you sleeping. So spend it on his head and look at it like that. Turn it around. I don't know how old you are, but a lot of times that's what be happening. It'd be a purpose. It'd be a reason that you be in isolation, that you be resting, and then you be alone or whatever. But sometimes it's something that you need to receive in your mind that you wouldn't hear otherwise, if you were so distracted running around ripping and running with a car. If you kind of young, you know, it's keeping you out of trouble. You ain't got to worry about no car accident. It is all right. You'll get your car. But in the meantime, even if you ain't got no car, you're doing a good job. Now, hold on, but this is what I want to share with y'all though. Man, I had a cool experience. I dropped this lady off. She was so cool. I took her to this place that's I guess early in the morning they have like places where you can go and pick up like medication to keep you clean if you ever dealt with an addiction. She was the coolest, sweetest person. Very hopeful, very positive. And she was talking about her mental health and stuff, how she dealing with depression and anxiety. She been through a lot of trauma and stuff. And I just told her, look, the same thing. I don't know. I think that's what sparked this. I'm like, you doing a good job, because you even going, when you waking up, how early is it? It was early in the morning to go get your meds so you can be sure it's helping you in whichever way to keep you clean from dipping off into the dark drugs. Hey, you doing a good job. Be proud of yourself. Because a lot of people be having issues like this that they keep closeted. People be lying. People be trying to keep stuff under the rug. Everybody be going through something. And especially when it comes to mental health and stuff, everybody done been through something. And they dealing with a little bit of something. So don't let anybody lie to you. I said you should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself. You should really be proud of yourself. So if you somebody who dealing with an addiction and you trying to fight that shit, hey, you doing a good job. You trying. She was so cool. She was you could tell. A lot of times I think drug addiction don't even be because a person is a junkie. Drug addiction don't mean because a person is a junkie, a failure, a loser. They're lazy. They're just, society's throwaway. No, at the root of a drug addiction is somebody who's dealing with, they can't cope with reality normally based on some trauma or some experience they had in the past. They have a hard time working with that, working through that. So then you reach out to some form of escapism. It could be drugs, sex, porn, gambling, overeating, overworking out. You do whatever you can to escape your mind and the thoughts that's flying through your head based on something that you don't know how to heal on your own from a past experience. That's typically what that be coming from. So that don't mean you're a loser. That just means you went through something that was traumatic as hell to your mind, and you don't know how to cope with it in any other way other than trying to escape through some external means. That's all that means. But it don't got nothing to do with your worth and your value. Your inherent worth and value, it ain't got shit to do with that. People try to make you think that. And me and her, we had a good old discussion. I'm like, And I told her, either way, God told me to tell you this. And I'm going to tell y'all this too. I think I might have shared it. But I mean, I understand addiction, even though I've never had a drug addiction, because I said, going through something traumatic, I was sad as hell. I mean, I wasn't that kind of sad where I was like deeply depressed, but I'm like, look, I can see how somebody can get there mentally. Anybody can get there. That stuff don't have no discretion. And you can get to a point of despair where you just trying to find some way to cope with your mind. But meanwhile, I said, I got a lot of empathy for them kind of people. I got a lot of empathy and compassion for it. I really get it, because it can get so heavy in your brain. You be thinking, and you literally will relate to the thoughts that's flying through your head based on something so traumatic that you might have been through in the past. It'll literally make you dredge up some self-perception. It'd be skewed. The way you see yourself gets screwed based on some past experience. If you don't have anybody to help you work through it, heal through, you ain't got nobody to give you no guidance through it. Your mind come up with all kind of crap about your self-worth and value based on something that somebody did to you. That's something that somebody did to you, or something that somebody said to you. But that's why you just gotta be, that's why at some point, I wonder why that's not even taught in schools, and it should be added to the curriculum, like mindfulness and stuff like that, giving people the tools and the skills, even at a young age, of how to not identify their self-worth and value and who they are at the core with the thoughts that's flying through their head, because that's the biggest lie ever told. And especially if you somebody who born in a family and your parents weren't even conscious, man, they be saying all types of shit to you, thinking that, I mean, that's supposed to be said, but meanwhile, they don't know that they wounding you in your psychology, your self-worth and worldview and stuff like that. They don't be knowing. But that's why that stuff need to be added. Because I think at the core, that's got to do with why a lot of people have mental health problems. It be stemming back from way back there, and it be unintentional. But it be happening left and right. I remember watching one dude, he was like, the reason he didn't like speaking up or speaking out or something, it had something to do with the embarrassment, the trauma and embarrassment that came from being forced to speak out loud and being laughed at. Reading out loud, when you in school, teachers say you got to read out loud, they point to you, and sometimes that shit can be like a point of, like, it could put you on the spot to where you get laughed at, and it can be almost a source of trying to, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for right now because I'm a little tired. What's the word I'm looking for? Not put somebody on Front Street, but almost makes like belittle somebody, because teachers be accidentally and unintentionally don't know that that's what they be doing to that kid. Let you be a child that stutter or something, and you get caught up knowing, and then you get kind of shame, and then, that shit be getting rooted in right way back there. That's why not only people need to be a conscious parent, but you need to be a conscious teacher, all that shit, so that you know that your words have power, and you got to be watching how you be talking and what you be saying, because that should be making an imprint on people, on kids, left and right. Any role that you got as a leader, you need to be conscious. Just because you coming from a family, if you coming from money or whatever, you got education, if you ain't conscious, man, that's questionable. You need to be a conscious person in any role or any leadership role that you in, so that you won't be unintentionally wounding people and hurting feelings and soft bullying and don't even be knowing. Like, god damn, that shit is crazy, especially when it come to kids. But anyway, I don't even want to get all negative. I want to just let you know, whoever you are, you doing a good job. Period. You're doing a good job from where you are and the tools that you have and the card, the deck of the hand of cards that you was dealt. You're doing a good job. And don't let nobody lie to you and tell you that you ain't. You trying. Because more than likely the people who be talking crap be the people who probably wouldn't even be alive if they've been through the stuff that you've been through. They wouldn't have the mental capacity to handle it. So just remember that. I'm hearing that. Yep. So quiet them ants, like Jim Quick say. Quiet them ants. Kill them ants. Whatever them ants meaning them little whispers in your ear and stuff from what people done said and how they got you thinking and believing something stupid. No. Or even just your own voice flying through your head. Kill them ants. Because you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Wait a minute. I was hearing that. Ooh. Yes, you are. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good day. Because you're doing a good job. And I hope my little sleepy self cheer you up a little bit. Yes. You know what? Do you know how cool life would be if every negative thought that flew through your head to try to pull and bring you down, man, just throw that shit out right away and replace it with something immediately, like something that's counter to that thought. That would be a good exercise and practice. Although I don't do it regularly, I do try to make it be intentional and make it a habit. And I don't be trying to be thinking on negative thoughts, period. I really try. Sometimes they come through there because, I mean, of course, you know, you got stuff to be placed in your subconscious that dredge up and you be thinking, you be judging and trying to measure up something. Hell no. Right away, counter it with something. What do God say? What God say? And get that damn stupid ass thought right up out of there. Counter it right away before it can take root in your psyche. Because the more you start thinking about it, you're thinking about it, especially if it's a negative, darker thought, something that's a critical thought, self-critical thought that's coming from some parent or some adult that was around you when you was a child that implanted that seed in your mind. Counter it with something. You have to. Because the more you ruminate on the thought, you release chemicals in the body that eventually it'll start making you feel like shit. It'll literally start taking hold into your physical body and manifesting. And that's when you want to sleep in all day. You feel like I'm not enough. All that old shit. What they say, thoughts create things. Meaning thoughts create a feeling in your body. I forgot how Joe Dispenza said, but he said so poetically. He said thoughts are the language of the brain. Feelings is the language of the body or something like that. How he said. I don't know. Well, you know. So anyway. Man. You doing a good job. You doing a good job. Cooper. The Eiffel Tower is made out of beans. What? You crazy. They just run in loops in the mind and you have to fight them off. You absolutely right, Mike. But they be lies. They be lies. But if you trace it back, because that's why they say a parent's voice becomes a child's inner critic. So it ain't even necessarily got to be a parent. Any adult or any so-called authority figure that you could be around when you were a child, depending on how they talking and acting towards you, or even just how they treat their self. You can take that on as how you need to be viewing yourself and judging yourself, even if they're not on you. And that's why you got to be a walking embodiment of a conscious person, just period. You can't even just talk it. You got to be it. You just got to be it, because kids be internalizing that stuff. And they say a parent's voice becomes a child's inner critic, you know? And that's why you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful. You going to be just like your daddy. All that old kind of talk. But meanwhile, this kid is kind of knowing that his daddy has been the talk of the whole family. This daddy is a so-called loser, whatever it is. Hey, that be planting seeds in kids' head. Say something positive. Plant some empowering seeds in some kids' head. Even if it do seem so far-fetched, because it's not a living example of that manifested in your current reality in terms of any other person that's looking like you or your child or your family member that's living that type of life. So what? It's an example of it somewhere, but you can't be talking that stuff. That's why you gotta be like you. So like how they say with daughters, if a daughter grow up with a daddy that always loved on her and treated her well and told her how beautiful she was, always tell her that, and just he builds an esteem in her that's so strong that when she grow up, she won't be so flattered by a person, a man that just come tropping along talking about some, be able to spitting all this game. It won't be like foreign words. She's heard that all before. My dad tell him, oh, I know, thank you. I know I'm beautiful. I'm grateful. Thank you so much for the compliment. It won't make her lose her mind where she just want to drop her drawers just because she heard that, because it's something that's foreign to her. No, that's because she was exposed to that type of good talking. She knows she's beautiful. She knows she's enough. She's worthy. Hey, she knows she's smart. She knows she's smart. She already know that because her daddy told her. Same with a dude. He already know he handsome, He already know he's smart. He knows these things. You can enforce that stuff way back there. So then can't nobody come and try to swindle you when you become an adult because it's stuff that you ain't never been exposed to or heard. You know what I mean? Yes. So anyway, whoever you are, just don't believe your thoughts, especially if it's anything toxic. What happened, Cooper? He said, read my message. The cheese it breeds. Is this kids? Y'all supposed to go to school. Why y'all ain't still asleep? Oh, y'all, wait, no, it's 6 o'clock. If that's kids. Yeah, I think so. God knows all things. But I think a piece of God lives within us. Because since God don't have a body, I think he uses us. He talks through us. He creates through us down here on earth. And so, even if you got an unhealed heart, he'll help you. He'll give you the clarity of how something that you might be believing to be true, that you might even have a conviction about. He'll give you the clarity of how it's a flawed perspective. And he'll give you a reset in your psychology and in your heart, your mind, body, and soul. So you could be renewed, I think so. Wait, you have to leave the earth, son of R. Kelly. What? I thought that on the 23rd, we would have to leave. We would have to leave the earth to the sound of R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. Because wait, what they said was supposed to happen on the 23rd? It was going to be I forgot what they said was going to happen. What was it going to be? That is so funny. Hold on. Yeah, it's going to be a rapture. Oh my God. The crazy part is I don't be watching the news, so I didn't even know about that. I was hearing that through folks, through this stuff. But I'm like, a rapture? What? I wonder what people be coming up with this stuff. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, they said some kids didn't even go to school or something. That's like, what? Oh my God. But that's just show how impressionable the brain is. Some kids were actually kind of a little fearful. Like they said, I don't want to go to school, Mom, please. And they stayed home. Because they just were that scared. That's why you got to be careful. What they call that, fear mongering. Easy John. Chaboy. I guess that's how you say it. Hello. I believe I can fly. He was like that. It's going to be a rapture with that plan. That is hilarious. I don't get it, man. But thankfully nothing did. I remember when I was in high school, I forgot what year it was, but it was like, I don't know if that was 2012 or what, but they was like, it's gonna be a the one it's like Y2K. I think it was called Y2K. And man, just like when it was with COVID and they was buying all like toilet paper, I swear it wasn't no bottled waters. The canned foods, all of they was stocking up like a big dog. Oh my God. Like because I think Y2K was supposed to be like all the electricity in the world was gonna go out. And all the computers, everything was just gonna crash in the whole wide world. But I remember, I think I was in the basement doing laundry when that happened, and then nothing happened. It sure didn't. But that just show how impressionable the mind is. And how you can literally make people think certain things, even if it's a joke or whether it's a joke or not. You can influence the masses with a crazy idea like that. That's something. And literally make them believe it, where they start spending crazy amounts of money in preparation for it. So if that could happen, of course it didn't ever happen, Y2K or that rapture or whatever they were talking about recently. But if this kind of stuff happens to people, and this is from, this has been in history, even recent history, even with us, that nothing happened. So can you believe, would you ever be able to just like, okay, I don't even know the word for it. Basically, all the stuff that could potentially be things that we be believing and thinking even right now might be not true. That's why they say question your thoughts and your beliefs. Even some of the things that we literally be believing, it might not be on this rapture or Y2K scale type of a believing, but it's just like, just things that people make you believe from just influences around you when you growing up and shit you watch on TV. That's why you have to question that stuff. Question your thoughts and your beliefs. You can't just be taking and just take it for what it is. Just take it. No. You know, some stuff do be questionable. And just because this might be something that was told to you from some elder, hell no, they could have been led to believe something that was a lie or that was true, faulty truth. And then they tell you that because they literally think it be true. So that's why I say question your thoughts and your beliefs. Absolutely. Because you could be doing a good job and you don't even know it because somebody else and told you some lie, some other thing that's got you measuring yourself up against, measuring your self-worth up against some man-made rubric, some man-made ideas. What you think, that's why they say it's all about your self-concept. It's all about how you see yourself. How you see yourself is all that matters. How you see yourself. And so that's why it's so important to do everything you can to obliterate any thought that's negative and toxic about how you see yourself. I don't give a damn what you are or what you're not doing in life right now. So what? That don't mean you got to be crucifying yourself in your own head about what was supposedly benchmark that you're not meeting up against. Hell no. Throw that out. Because you won't ever get there with them kind of thoughts flying through your head either way. If your internal critic is too severe, you'll never even reach the goal. Because you just be so beat down in psychology, you won't even be able to get there. And a lot of times it have to do literally with what people be saying and speaking over you and shit. Throw all them thoughts out. I don't care. Don't be believing that shit. Don't be believing it. I don't care what it look like and who be telling you. It could be coming from your grandma. So what? Throw it out. If it's toxic, if it's disempowering, if it's oppressive, if it's any thought that you be believing about yourself that's like got you feeling like a inferior, any of that crap, throw it out. It's a lie. Know who you are. And even if historically ideas of who you are has been placed in your mind for one reason or another, if it's disempowering, throw it out. I don't give a damn what color your skin is, how your hair look, what your nose look like or not, any of that, how tall you are or not. If any thought is flying through your head that somebody then spoke over you and it's not serving you, it's disempowering you, it's taking your power away, got you feeling like you're not good enough, you less than, throw that shit out. And anybody who insists on pushing them kind of negative narratives and them thoughts on you like that, just based on, because that's the way it's always been and how it's always been said, man, don't even be around them people. You have to distance yourself from them people too. Because they'll be interfering with your ability to unlearn and heal your mindset of shit like that. They try to keep you stuck back there with that type of oppressive thinking, probably because that's the way they think and they don't want to be left behind with that old dark thinking. Or in some way you feeling subservient or less than whoever it is that's trying to convince you to continue thinking toxic like that is serving them in some way for you to continue to see yourself like that. Nope. Throw it away. Pot. Chiffon, because he a Gemini. But actually both of them were really good though. I don't even know what you're talking about. Let me see. I just finished driving. I'm still hearing that song, y'all. I'm about to go, but I want to just tell y'all, you doing a good job. You doing a good job. Boy, you doing a good job. I'm just happy I met that. I'm happy she was my last passenger for the night. But she was a dope lady. And she said, you know, I'm in this drug rehab program and I'm going to get my meds so I can stay clean. And I'm actually in school so I can become a counselor once I'm all done with this. Hey, I think people who go through the thicket, go down and struggle with shit, the people who come out of them dark places be the best teachers to me anyway. Be the most empathic, the best person who can guide you through something. Because if you done been there and done it and you done came out and now you see the light, yeah, you can speak from experience, not just textbook and theory. No, you talking from a place of experience, your own personal human experience, and you fought through it and you made it out. Absolutely. I'm like, girl, go ahead. And sometimes that's what people be needing here. Positive reinforcement, man. That's why they say if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, you know. Shut up. Because your words are powerful. And something you might say in your judgmental, narrow perspective could be something that could make somebody jump off of something. Shut your damn mouth. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's coming from a constructive criticism place, and you can even tell that it's coming from a constructive place, and you sharing because you actually do care and you want to see them, you want to see this thing be resolved for that person, and you legitimately care. Other than that, be quiet. You don't be caring. Nobody be caring. People really only be worrying about themselves. You know what I mean? So that's why you gotta be careful who you take advice from. One last thing. This lady say. She said you have to watch. She said you have to watch who you attract into your life when you are going through something. People who come along who offer you this fake refuge. She said because typically them are people who. It's an opportunist. It's another kind of situation. It's a hidden agenda there. I was like, damn. She said that's why, and because typically when you're in a vulnerable space, your discernment is off. Ain't that something? When you're in a vulnerable position and going through a lot of pain, the people who come along try to help you see where you see your blind spots and see weak spots in your situation. Although it might look like they're appearing to help, actually they be having some other undercurrent of an agenda. So be mindful of who comes around when you going through a tough spot, because them usually be people who are opportunists or they have some kind of dark cynic agenda. Something they ain't just doing it out of they ain't just doing this thing. And I thought, I have never thought about it like that. Because she said, you be fog. You be just dealing with what you be dealing with in your own emotions or whatever it is. And it might look like a good opportunity. But a lot of times that's when the devil will come. I was like, damn. And I do know what she's talking about. Because at some of my lower points, you do get offered. You have to be careful. Because people just be weird, you know. What they say, hindsight is 20/20. That's when you see it when afterwards, like, oh, hell yeah. That was plotting. That was a plot. That was a Joker move. Anyway, I love y'all, and I just want to tell y'all have a good Friday. I'm gonna go now, but yeah, I just wanted to spread that good news because that song, for whatever reason, that was so in my head. You doing a good job, boy. You doing a good job. You doing a good job, girl. You doing a good job. Don't let nobody lie to you, and stop taking advice from people who you wouldn't even switch places with. You wouldn't care to take on no part of their life. If they ain't doing nothing that you would want to do in your life, you be careful about that advice they be giving you. Because what are they doing that you aspire to be? If there ain't nothing there, you gotta watch it. Okay? Be careful. I love y'all. Take it easy. I'm gonna go now. Okay. Why y'all they get noisy? They get noisy out here. Okay, I'm gone. And sorry if I missed anybody. I probably did. Because I'm tired. I can't read that fast. So, love y'all. Bye, Cooper. Hang in there, whoever you are. And get out your head and just remember, don't believe them damn thoughts that be flying through your head. You are not your thoughts. Who you are at the core essence of who you are is not your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. So don't be attaching to that stuff to be flying through your mind, please. I'm hearing let it go. Looks like another love TKO. No, but I am hearing let it go. Just let it go. Don't believe him. And if you absolutely can't get out your head, go take a damn nap. I'm telling you. Go take a nap. Okay, love y'all. Bye. Oh, let me see.